Centuries, centuries galore in the beautiful hills of Dharamshala. 101 from Rohit Sharma, his 12th ton. 101 from Shubman Gill, his 4th ton. No wickets lost, 129 runs in the session. India have taken a lead of 46. The agony is only starting for England at this point in time. And what a knock. Sixes galore, boundaries galore, lack of pressure. What pressure? That is the situation that we have got in Dharamshala. India are motoring along.
There's no pressure, this is enjoyment at the moment. Both those batters really enjoyed every ball that they faced today.
It's like how one particular portal summed up Gilchrist's knock in against South Africa when he hit that fastest double hundred. Gilchrist was like a cat keeping a half-dead mouse alive for entertainment. That is how the two Indian batters are doing at this time. You can clearly see with the England bowling, okay, barring one spell from Wood that was hostile in the morning session, the spinners just haven't looked
So are England a cat on a hot tin roof, or are they are they the dead mouse you were referring to?
half-dead mouse.
No, how can they be cat on hot tin?
They are the cats. India are the cats. They are clearly deflated. They may not want to show it, but they are deflated. There is just, where is the captaincy innovation that Bazball and Ben Stokes promised? What was the innovation?
No, they were trying though.
They were trying.
They were trying. See, the thing with Ben Stokes was, and probably that's why they end up having the most amount of points deducted for any team in the WTC cycle. I think England would be that team for slow over rate. That's because after every ball, Ben Stokes changes his field. As he was doing today also, to be fair. He was trying to do something, so full marks to Ben Stokes for his efforts, but none of it was working against an onslaught by Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma. I like that analogy of keeping a mouse, half-dead mouse alive just for entertainment, because that's what they were doing, because they weren't even giving like too many chances. You know, sometime when you're like really set, you're okay and you're really ahead in the game, something like Yashashvi did, and we said, oh, it's okay because you had a good start, so you're playing an aggressive stroke and trying to go for it, it's okay. But with these two, not only are they enjoying the conditions, not only are they piling on the runs, they're not even in a mood to give their wickets away. They're like, no, we will get runs, and we'll get runs by the plenty. Obviously, that thought is there in their mind that they're only going to bat once. Barring one or two, I think one Wood delivery that I can think of that really squared Shubman up, and that one drop chance of Rohit Sharma towards the leg slip. Other than that, I can't really think of any time that the Indian batters were looking uncomfortable. Whether it was, and that's why I say, I like the fact that either they were so sure of defending the ball or attacking. And the other thing that this batting lineup has done, and that's a lesson for the English batters, that they have motored along without taking risks.
Yes.
So their runs have come playing conventional, aesthetically beautiful cricket shots without taking too much risk. England, on the other hand, every time they wanted to accelerate, their way of accelerating is, okay, let me play a few risky strokes. These two have shown you don't have to play a risky stroke, you play conventional cricket, just have an aggressive intent, but play conventional cricket as in conventional batting, and you can motor along at the net run rate that they are going, which is 4.4.
Session run rate was 4.3.
But I think
without breaking into a sweat.
There's one Indian player who will just be kicking himself a bit right now. Yashashvi Jaiswal. He would have thought, okay, and given how these two are batting right now, he would have thought, what an opportunity missed, because not only would he have gotten 100, he would have gotten a double 100 here. That's the kind of form he's in, and that's the kind of knocks that he plays also. So many 150 plus scores already in his 9 matches that he's played so far. So he'll be like, this is an opportunity.
I mean, it is
more so for just double 100. We discussed this yesterday. The only downside of Indians batting so well right now, the only thing which will not make an Indian fan happy is the fact that Yashashvi will not get a chance to bat again. Which means he cannot overhaul 774 of Sunny Gavaskar, which has not been broken in so many years.
54 years and counting.
Half a century, that record hasn't been broken. He could have, but now that's what I said. If you remember yesterday we discussed, would Yashashvi be unhappy? At that moment we said no, and none of us were unhappy with the shot that he played because you had taken control of the game and that's how he was playing. But I did mention that 5-6 days down the line, when all is done and wrapped up, and he's sitting in his drawing room or in a hotel room preparing for the IPL, his mind will go back to that and say, all I needed was another 60 odd runs to have my record etched in history books.
Did Sunnyji oblige to your message?
Yes, I was going to ask that.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, okay.
Let me,
Because that would have been the only Indians to hit 700 plus runs in a series.
700 club.
And that too,
Only 2 entrants.
yeah, Sunil Gavaskar in 1970, Yashasvi in 2024.
He really enjoyed the cake yesterday. There was a cake presented to him by the BCCI in the com box.
Oh, yes.
He cut a special cake in the com box yesterday.
Yep.
And
what a day to make those records.
Yes.
1000 quickest, 700 plus runs, that on a day when Gavaskar hit 10,000 runs.
And Ashwin's 100 test.
Ashwin's 100 test.
Best of
Imagine
100
first
test as well.
ever guy to get to 10,000 runs in test cricket.
Wow.
I am liking, by the way, let's speak, who else can we speak about but the two batters?
Yes.
These are dominated. Let's start one by one. Let's start with Rohit Sharma. I'm liking this version of Rohit Sharma. The Rohit Sharma who's ready to dig his heels in and play according to the merit of the ball. He has so much talent. I'm sure this is a word that he's heard so many times, and this is a word usually used with youngsters coming in. But even at this age, I will say, where he does not need to take unnecessary risks. Okay, his approach in white ball cricket of being ultra aggressive is okay, but in test cricket, this is how it should be. He should just look at the merit. Don't be unnecessarily aggressive, because he has the defensive game as well, the technical game as well to survive long periods. And today, imagine for being like that, and not just with one batter, which is Shubman, with both his young batters, in Yashasvi and Shubman, there were phases in this game, or majority of the innings, where they were going at a much faster rate than he was.
Yes.
And yet, the Rohit Sharma that we see, who's like ultra aggressive in white ball cricket and has been sometime in test matches cricket, said, okay, no problem, I'll play the waiting game. These young kids are playing the aggressive game. And that's what I would like, as a senior pro, as the captain of the team, because what happens, he can't be the risk taker. As a captain, you get out, then, it does bother the team a bit, and then that can set the tempo where everyone may be a bit flustered. If the captain plays with a lot of assurance like Rohit Sharma is, it just percolates down to the rest of the team. So this is the approach I would like. And then when you have youngsters like a Yashasvi, now a Shubman Gill batting the way he is, I don't think he needs to be the one that has to throw down the gauntlet and say, okay, we have to bat like that. He could be the guy who would play according to the merit, who can bat long, get you runs, and let the rest of the batters. Now with Sharfraz also in the team, Jurel, you have a batting lineup that can really up the tempo if need be. They can grind it out also, as Shubman and Jurel showed in the previous test match. So with that approach, this is the approach I like. And if I don't know, if I'm, maybe we could do that. I was thinking about it. Take out the stats of all top Indian batters in test match cricket last 3-4 years. In terms of averages, 100 scored, I think Rohit Sharma will top the list.
2019, Rohit Sharma has the most hundreds in tests for India, yeah.
Easily. Because
in averages, in hundreds, in most amount
averages,
of runs,
maybe Yashasvi could go ahead.
but
not now.
But if you put in a filter of, let's say, about, you'll have to put it, let's say, more than 1500 runs, 1000, so he's got
Okay, so if you can give me 2 minutes, we can dig it out and then you can discuss it and then we'll have that. So you want for the last 3 to 4 years. So the cutoff date may be Jan 1, 2021 until now.
No, I'm saying let's do 2021 you want to do.
No, 2019.
Okay,
I think 19 onwards, if you see, that's where
How about we start with 18, 19, something like that.
19. I think 19 will be.
Jan 1, 2019 until now.
Yes.
Okay. For the last 5 years, who's been India's most
Prolific
when it comes to this? Okay. Give me 2 minutes. You can continue with the discussion.
Yeah.
Let's have those figures. I have a feeling that
Rohit in terms of hundreds is going to be right up there. In terms of runs also, I believe he's going to be right up there.
Will you have all, I want all top batters for India. Will all of them feature?
They will
Yes,
feature.
yes,
Yes.
they'll feature.
Yes.
They'll
Okay.
feature.
Then
They'll
that's
feature.
super. So we can look at that.
I think Rohit's about 3 and then 2 over here. I think he's got 600s in this period.
Wait, I will just
600s in this period. No Indian batters gotten those many if we had to go with the 2019 filter. But Okay, just a matter of a couple of minutes before we get
we
the
have it
numbers out.
We have it. Can you just make it a bit bigger and let's cut it to the screen? And, that's a good size. Yeah. Yeah.
Start is
Just go up a bit, up as
900.
That's it. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Okay. Firstly, thanks to the search engine of ESPN Cricinfo. Let's give credit to where we are sourcing the data from. Their search engine is just next level. I don't think anyone can replicate that.
Yep.
That's one thing that will forever stay with them.
Exactly.
In terms of the data that they have for each players, even at domestic level, it's incredible.
It's incredible.
It's a lifesaver.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, thank you, thank you. So, the cutoff date, what we have done is from 1st January 2019 until this test match day 2. Okay, this is the cutoff. So, in this period, you can see all the top guys, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Pujara, Pant, Rahane, Gill, Jaiswal, Rahul, all feature along with Shreyas Iyer as well.
Okay, let's first take a look at the most runs, and Rohit Sharma is ahead of Virat Kohli. About 300 odd runs. He's got
291
and he's played less matches than Virat in that period. So 37 tests for Virat, 32 for Rohit Sharma. Innings wise also he's played 7 less innings than Virat Kohli, yet has more runs. The average is a gaping hole, 51 for Rohit Sharma and still counting. For Virat it is 39. But I mean, there is the disclaimer that probably this coincides with Kohli's arguably the worst slump that Kohli has. So this is also not a fair representation. Yeah, those 3 years, because if you take a look at overall record, is
head and shoulders.
Yeah, head and shoulders above Rohit Sharma. But we're just looking at the last 5 years, as Siddharth pointed out. So in terms of runs, he's there. The next best is a Cheteshwar Pujara, but he's also played more test matches than Rohit Sharma in that period, yet less. Then you had a Rishabh Pant, who's actually played much less matches than Rohit Sharma, but look at the impact that Rishabh Pant had. And that's why we're looking at why Rishabh Pant was so crucial for the Indian team. The next up is Ravindra Jadeja, man.
42.5.
Ahead of a Rahane, a Gill, Agarwal, a Jaiswal, a lot of those players, Wow, that's incredible for a Jadeja to be there. He's played about the same amount of matches, but far less innings, 45. And look at that average of 42. In terms of averages, let's take a look at the averages. The one that, and I'm just looking at some top players, the one that really stands out is that of Rohit Sharma. At 51, no one is across 50 in the last 5 years, home and away combined. Rohit Sharma head and shoulders above everyone else. Rishabh Pant at 45 kind of comes close, and a Jadeja at 42 kind of comes close, but nobody else. In terms of 100, again, no comparison. 900s to Rohit Sharma. The next best is a Virat Kohli. And by the way, that's credit to Virat Kohli. Yeah. Even in his worst phase of his test career, still is number 2 with 400s. Just tells you what a good batter he is. Then comes Pujara. There's Rishabh Pant with 4. And then there is Jadeja, Rahane. There is Gill at 4.
There is Gill at 4. Mayank Agarwal at 4.
Agarwal at 4. Remember, Agarwal had that wonderful series against South Africa, wherein he hit hundreds in, I think he hit a double 100 and he hit 100, and then he scored more even in the home series. He was a giant in the home series at that time.
In fact, even in the lead up to the final of the last year's WTC, Rohit Sharma was the most prolific run getter in terms of overall runs, in terms of the most tons as well. Also coinciding with the fact that Virat Kohli went through that slump, which he did in the previous WTC cycle. But it's high time, we saw in Rajkot, there was again an occasion where there were other 100 scored as well. But today as well, again, Rohit Sharma, he's also one of those who's, you wish, like Kuldeep, had played more test matches, and now he's in the, unlike Kuldeep, though he's in the twilight of his career. But again, you wish that, maybe he'd rediscovered test cricket and maybe, he was given more chances, because it's time now that you put some more respect to Rohit Sharma, the test batter, in front of his name as well. He doesn't get regarded. He will still be construed or be perceived as a white ball great of the game. Test cricket as well,
that's because that's his own doing, right? I mean, he had those. See, firstly, he never broke in because of the batting lineup that India had. He was a middle order batter. Remember, he could not. But they were a player, and again, credit to Virat Kohli. He persisted with a Rohit Sharma. he wanted a Rohit Sharma in his test team.
Yep.
He very well in the middle order he wasn't firing. Very well could have given up on him and looked elsewhere. But to make space for him, they made him an opener. And while we're crediting Rohit as the most prolific batter that there is also credit to a Virat Kohli who was captain at the time, who wanted a Rohit Sharma to be a good, because obviously he saw potential there. He obviously knew that this guy can be a match winner even in test match cricket. So overall, I mean, you will judge him for the numbers that he has, and that's your own doing, whether you've gotten those test match. But the last 5 years he stands out. The only one I was looking at who's head and shoulders above Rohit in terms of average is the Yashasvi Jaiswal. But that's
the thing. You put a filter of about 1500, he won't qualify. But again, if you were to just look at that highest average, 68.
Yeah, but as I said, just 9 test matches. But even look at that, Yashasvi Jaiswal has made it to your top 10 list of most run getters in the last 5 years.
Having made his debut last year.
Yeah, having played 9
Not even
test
1 year.
matches.
Yes, it was July
till now.
Yeah.
Hardly 8 months. He's in your top 10 in the last 5 years.
Incredible what Yashasvi Jaiswal is doing at the moment.
Yep.
Incredible. Just as these numbers are helping us. Are you showing these numbers also? Thank you, Pawan. So just as because they are such detailed numbers that unless our viewers get to see it, will not understand.
Yeah.
I'm saying while we're praising Rohit Sharma for being top of the pops in all categories, look at Yashasvi Jaiswal, to be in top 10 run getters, 1000 plus runs, which some have got playing the entire duration of those 5 years.
Yeah.
And he's reached there in 9 test matches, average of 68.
I mean, just to look at it, he scored more than Iyer and Rahul in this 5-year period.
Rahul, oh yes.
KL Rahul 967 and
In
Shreyas
fact-
Iyer 811.
In fact, he is the second fastest, and no points for guessing. Rishabh Pant has to be scoring runs at the fastest rate. So Rishabh Pant has the highest strike rate in that list, 74.42.
But look at Jaiswal.
Jaiswal's only second, and he won't mind being second to Rishabh Pant.
My God. It just puts into perspective what Yashasvi Jaiswal is doing in test cricket.
So far.
Yeah. I know that again that
faces the new
Ryder
ball.
will come, that overseas conditions and all. I agree to that. But those two
This is the
innings-
man who took 14 deliveries to get off the mark
In the West Indies.
in test cricket.
But-
You were wondering when he was playing all those 13 odd deliveries that he played, okay, yes, nerves are there, he's not taking any risks. It's a couple of times were hits and misses and well. But then he got that boundary and got off the mark, and
I'm
look at the
tempted to say,
impact.
this couple of months is going to be very good for Yashasvi Jaiswal, even in test cricket. Because see, New Zealand and Bangladesh at home, for his style of play, it will be very, very surprising if he doesn't do well in Australia.
He'll murder them.
It's a flat deck, bouncy wicket, pacey.
Pacey, yeah,
Which is why it could suit him
will
much
that
more.
adjustment and bounce again, the ball getting on high on the bat, even when after pitching in the good length area, again, may just take some time to, and I hope the Indian team does give itself and Yashasvi, let's say, the time to be able to acclimatize, play that odd warm-up match if need be, President's 11 or whatever it is. So,
Yeah, see,
because that will be the little adjustment. I'm just going by what we saw in South Africa as well. It was that extra bounce that did him a couple of times.
Yeah.
First time I remember when he went for that drive, the ball just bounced on him too much. So it's that adjustment that he'll have to make.
Maybe, but then see, there in South Africa, you do get these kind of situations. The pitches are very uneven. But in Australia, it's true. And that's why you look at in the past, who all has had success as a left-hander. You've seen Alistair Cook 700 plus runs on these absolute beautiful batting, true conditions. Jaiswal as an opener with a new ball, that is the best. That's actually the trickiest time in Australia. But once you do that, you can make hay.
The other batter on the day, let's turn our attention, who also features in this list that we're discussing, Shubman Gill, now with an average of 36 in the last 5 years that we're looking at. That's improved, drastically this particular series. By the way, he's also gone past 400 runs in this series.
Yes.
That would have been a big feat. Only thing it dwarfs in comparison to what Yashasvi Jaiswal has achieved. Otherwise, Shubman Gill is what we would have been talking about. Already got 100 in the series. Earlier, and now gets another one. But I think that 91, and I said it multiple times before, that 91 in Rajkot was a turning point. Whatever help he's got, whether it was his father bowling to him in the nets, the picture that went viral, or whatever adjustments he made mentally as well as technically have all worked. Now he's looking like $1 million. just as the Shubman Gill we had always expected him to be. He's looking fantastic, and it's not just runs. Again, not looking at runs. How assured, comfortable he's looking. Like for example, today, that hostile over from Mark Wood actually told me how good he was. Mark Wood, is bowling fire. That two deliveries I'll remember. One where he bowls the short pitch delivery, 150 clicks, where he plays that typical leaving the ball, something that a Sunny Gavaskar would be proud of watching in from the commentary box, where he leaves it beautifully, just as a typical test batter has to do. And sometimes the new age batters have been spoiled of trying to attack every time, because you play a lot of white ball cricket. This is a guy who almost got 900 runs in the previous IPL. So it's very easy to be spoiled because of white. Yet for him to go back into his muscle memory and pull out that leave, and the way he did, it wasn't an easy leave.
No,
quick, directed perfectly, leaves it without getting put out, fantastic, and then follows it up with a cover drive.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful, gorgeous cover.
God.
So I had two more shots. The other time that he danced down the track and
For a six.
What a shot that was. And again, saw a couple of these shots yesterday as well. The slog sweep, clearing the boundary. Beautiful.
Today his sweep was that, unlike, mostly the horizontal sweep, he's got the vertical sweep, like, straight, like this way, which Sachin also used to play. Sweep like that. But his was slightly different.
There is if that bat swing isn't there much, but it reminds you of a certain Mark Waugh, that elegance. I mean, the way how he
Also
drives and the
understand.
punch, and the lofted shot, lot of Mark Waugh in it. And remember, Waugh was silken. I mean, the flick, the
Especially
drive.
Onside, in fact, or even offside. His drives were effortless.
Effortless. And that's what Shubman Gill sometimes, and remember, what a way to end a 7-month jinx. I mean, it started from June across all formats. Okay, ODIs it didn't impact him much, but he was dropped from T20Is after the duck.
Were you very harsh on him, as Pavan, our producer, says?
We were.
Were you very?
Yes,
we were.
I
we
was.
Were, we were.
I
we,
was.
we
I
don't.
don't think we were very harsh.
I think
What we may have mentioned is
The law
that
of averages might have caught up.
No, but what we had mentioned is, I remember, I don't know, at least I remember what I had. I don't know, maybe you may have been harsher, because see, each of us remember what we had said.
yes.
So I remember I said that, he needs to pull up his socks, as in he is reaching that danger area where he now could be dropped. And he's come on the backing of, the talent that he's shown and the expectation that people have. All of that big weight he comes with. So he has to live up to that reputation. Where he was falling down, but I don't think, in fact, a lot of times we reminded people when people are questioning that this is the guy who just was the highest run getter in the IPL. We said it multiple times. So you can't just be, picking and dropping players so suddenly, and with a player who you think is a future star, you need to give him a long rope. Is at least the thought that we had. So I don't think it was too harsh.
We were saying that,
Unless you are harsh. I don't know.
I think I was a tad harsh, but it's good to see him, for all the extra rope. And let's say it wasn't, much against Shubman personally. It was, the different strokes for different folks approach of the BCCI, where he was, let's be honest, he was given an extended rope and this lean patch. We saw the World Cup in which, it was below average for him. We saw South Africa, we saw the Windies last year.
He missed a lot of games in the World
Dengue,
Cup.
2.
And then after that,
Only 2.
But after that, see, I think Rahul Dravid pointed out
Yes.
that you got to remember, he was not 100%. He comes back
That's
from
what I'm saying.
dengue takes time.
Yeah.
Takes
So
time.
everything put together, it had extended beyond a period of 7-8 months. It had, once IPL got over, let's also not forget the WTC final as well. Very underwhelmed. After which there was the West Indies.
See, we were harsh on him. I would remember for him demoting himself to number 3.
Yes.
That was the point. But otherwise, we said, see, the law of averages will have to catch up with him. In tests, the voice was growing. But in ODIs, it wasn't. He had just hit 200s before the World Cup. He had hit one in the Asia Cup. He had hit one against Australia also. In the World Cup, coming back from dengue, for his high standards, he underwhelmed. For his high standards. But he had a couple of 50s. He didn't hit 100. I think he didn't hit 100 in the World Cup.
I don't think he did.
So, tests was a concern. Because his average was in 30. And he was clinging on to the knock at the Gaba.
Yeah.
We were all pointing there. But now, after he got out for a duck in Vizag, weren't the knives all out for him?
Even Hyderabad playing with hard hands
Hard
both the
hands.
times.
That was
both
the time we may have been a bit harsh.
So that's the difference of a Shubman Gill that you see after that 100 and the 91 that he got subsequently. That he's really grown in confidence. So it speaks volumes of a batter when and when you're talking about his confidence. When you look at the range of shots, he's playing the cover drives, he's punching the ball down the ground, he's dancing down the track and heaving the ball over the bowler's head, he's slog sweeping, entire range of shots.
Yep.
So the confidence is back.
Luckily, as I'm telling you, that he believed in luck. Temperament, when people have a good temperament, they also need a bit of luck. Had that DRS not gone his way in Vizag,
When
he couldn't
Shreyas,
have
you
hit
were
that
saying.
100. Yeah, he couldn't have hit that 100. That was the turning point. Rajkot cemented the belief for him that yes, I can do it. I can stick around. I can do it. Ranchi stamped it.
Even
that, yes,
Ranchi, yes, grit.
Grit.
If you know this is, let's say, a flamboyant innings. That was a gritty innings.
Luck, tick mark. Temperament, tick mark. Grit, tick mark. Now I can only enjoy myself in Dharamshala. And he's done it. Look at the sixes that he's hitting. Not one has been mistimed. All are
Speaking
going
of
into the
sixes,
stands.
I think. Yeah, Anderson.
Anderson, yep.
Speaking of sixes, I
Six
think
of
you're
Anderson.
seeing a record here. I don't think an Indian team's hit more sixes in a 5-match test series. I think I
Yeah.
heard it on comms, 97 odd sixes.
I think they're reaching 100.
Yes, 97 sixes already done.
So what the Pakistan team should do is don't go to their military. Come to India. Let Shubman Gill teach you how to hit it into the stands. They are wasting their resources and the army stand.
I only have one question. Why is that? Firstly, it's laughable
Yeah.
that the PCB president thinks that Pakistan players can't hit long sixes. What does that even mean? Like they can hit sixes, right? But their sixes are not landing in the stands like foreign players. So you go to the military. I mean that's laughable. How that person has been made the cricket board's president.
I know.
And how he has the authority to do that, I cannot
Pakistan.
understand. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, okay,
that
so-
itself is laughable.
So if Pakistan changes its rules, right? Okay, if you hit it just over the rope, it's a 4, not a 6. If it just goes over the billboard, it is 5.
That's one thing. And the second thing is that why is it in Pakistan, no matter what the problem, why is the solution always the army? Why? Whether it's politics,
Can't say it or
whether it's
whatever.
everything. Why is the solution like it's a cricketing problem?
Yeah.
Find a cricketing solution. Why is the solution the army?
I mean,
It's a political problem. Find a political solution. Why is the solution the
I
army?
mean, this video will be up soon. I mean, Abdullah Shafiq.
This video will be.
No.
A video on this.
Or you think this?
A video
clip
on
will be
this.
up
On
multiple
Pakistan.
places?
On Pakistan, I'm saying. Abdullah Shafiq. Remember the player, Abdullah Shafiq. He got a good catch. And he celebrated like he won the World Cup in a PSL. He was silencing the critics and saying, why Abdullah Shafiq? He had dropped millions of catches in the Australia series. Okay, in Melbourne. So Wasim Akram has said, don't work in cricket, work in a drama company. Because the way how you're celebrating, what is the need? It's a PSL game. You're not won a World Cup in a PSL game.
Yeah, but Indian players also. That I don't. But Indian players also celebrate in IPL.
Okay.
Like they won the World Cup.
Or
That is-
yes, they also bang the helmet at times without even getting
Without
back on the
even
ball.
getting a run. Okay, no. With Pakistan, I can understand why they want to celebrate a catch. They rarely catch. Ever since creation, they rarely catch.
Like the Englishman rarely spinning the ball.
Rarely spinning the ball.
Can I?
And.
It's been a while.
No. For 140 years, England have struggled against left arm spin or spin of any kind. Just ask Kachra Aflagan. They have been struggling against that variety ever since 140 years. So,
By the way, quick trivia, since we did spend a lot of time talking about Yashasvi Jaiswal, he's already hit more sixes than a certain Sunny G did in his entire career. 26.
But those were different days. Yeah.
more than the England cricket team itself.
Yeah.
In this
That
whole
is a
series.
bigger stat.
Yeah.
Sunny G would not hit sixes because he wasn't
He in fact
fashionable to hit.
was narrating that because again it's the change of era. Let's say those were the days where the ball, he's told the ball had to go to the boundary, kissing the ground. Let's say, and you would be made to take rounds of the park if you hit the ball in the air with the bat aloft and the pads on. Again, change.
I mean, towards the fag end, only Sunny G got the fastest 100. 103 of 86, Nagpur. And I think he hit only 1 6 in ODIs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think.
It was in that game only, I think.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, Sunny G.
Okay, quick questions before the players come out for the post-lunch session, which is our breakfast session.
Yes.
Yeah, Sawal. Pawan?
Why do they?
I think my sessions are going to be coinciding with their sessions today. I had good beetroot sandwich early in the morning, so I think I'm on course with these guys.
So now lunch?
Maybe.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Then tea at
Yes, so it's going to be coinciding.
lovely, lovely.
Yep.
Divyang, why are the commentators going on and on about Stokes' captaincy and how is he compelling Gill and Rohit to play new shots? Will Stokes bowl now? No, because I mentioned it that I also did see Ben Stokes trying to do various things. Like he was trying to innovate, but nothing's happening, my friend. So no matter what he see, what you can do is what do you do when two batters are in the form that they are? You try to entice them into hitting pull shots. So you're pacing. You know typically well that that's the field setting that you've got. So they are, keeping a field set like that. So all of that is being done, but I don't know. In terms of bowling changes, also he kept Bashir on, got the two fast bowlers, rotated
Yes.
them. What in a Hartley doesn't have too many options.
Even Bashir later on, as the session wore on, he tried coming round the wicket because he was bowling over the wicket for the longest time. Again, there half a chance Crawley failing to react, but besides that, nothing really happening. So maybe they've thrown everything but the kitchen sink at the moment.
Yep, I agree. But his other point, will Stokes bowl now?
No.
He will. There he is!
Oh,
There he is on cue, my friend.
But he's been teasing these kind of things
He
for
will
the past
bowl.
2 months.
I say, but I didn't see that. I said yes before that. But I think he will.
Oh boy.
He says he won't.
Desperation.
that's a clear sign.
100%.
That's a clear sign.
There you go, Divyang. We've answered your
First time, right?
He's going
He's
to.
he's going to bowl for the first time
First
since the Ashes.
Yeah, since June of last year.
June.
Okay, Daniel M joins us from Australia. Says Kane is the worst of Fab Four.
Ouch.
And who collapsed bigger, England or New Zealand? As an Aussie fan, BGT is the new Ashes.
Agree with the last point.
That has been the case for a very long time.
Yeah.
First half, Siddharth,
From
please.
the early 2000s,
Yeah.
this India-Australia became the #1 test rivalry.
Yes, absolutely. And who collapsed bigger, England or New Zealand? New Zealand here. 162 all out. And that too, what a bittersweet day for Kane and Saudi for their 100th test. Yep. Well, that's 79.
Why is Kane the worst of Fab Four? He may have a point though. Because in test matches, I think I would kind of agree that Steve Smith's been having a torrid time of
yeah.
late. But Steve Smith, overall numbers,
Yeah.
Steve Smith, Joe Root, Virat Kohli.
Well, Daniel M, the numbers will back your point because with the top teams like Australia and England and India, Kane averages just about 37. Against all the others, he averages 64. So that is why against the top teams, he does struggle. There's no sugarcoating on that, he does struggle.
But does enough to win a WTC final.
Yeah, but is he the worst of the Fab Four?
But India did them a favor. I don't think this New Zealand team, to be honest, is a good enough team to be called test champions of the world. Again,
They did what was required.
yeah,
that
they did.
time.
I know,
Yeah.
but that's why I have a problem with the whole format of WTC and then how the champions are decided. I don't think that they were the best test team in the world.
But then what do we do? 3 matches as Rohit asked for.
Or no, keep it like the Premier League style. Whoever finishes at the top.
Exactly, you have to, because test match cricket there has to be a different way. One of final can't decide your best.
See, finals have their own charm.
And then
It's
the
like
way you reach finals also,
it's like Champions League format.
No, my main concern
there are
is
a lot of issues.
my main concern with the WTC format is all teams don't play the same number of matches. New Zealand in 29-21 played mostly 2 test series.
But Siddharth, that's why you're taking percentage of
But
points
that's what
now.
is not fair, no. That's not. See, I'm just saying touring. Let's say you're a touring team. To be on top of your game for 2 test matches, it's fine. Things start to unravel in a longer test series. When it's 4, look at an England team. Till the 3rd, 4th test match, you're saying are close. Look at what happens by the time you reach the 5th test. See, it takes a toll. You're traveling. You're away from home. You're in alien conditions.
But I don't think it
matches
can be
progress-
achieved now. Again, it's.
I'm just saying that there are a lot of things. The percentage points also will not always be accurate. Also, percentage point depending in conditions where kind of are suitable to you, you go play 5 test match series. Where it's not conducive. Let's say an Indian team chooses, okay, I'll play 5 tests in Sri Lanka, in Bangladesh.
But I'll play only 2 in
but
South
2 in
Africa.
that can't be done, bro.
Which
See,
is why
again-
I think the 3 test thing, which everybody's saying minimum of 3 tests, that should be mandatory.
That's the problem.
All series have to have a equal.
The ICC doesn't have the
And-
kind of authority, let's say, that a FIFA has in
That's
football.
right. But that's the problem. And the other thing, there are so many teams that never, like India, Pakistan never playing a test series.
Yeah.
How are you deciding? And in certain areas you played more home, less away, all of that.
Yeah, the number of tests. See, either
So there are a lot of issues.
every team plays a total of 15 tests total. 6 series, 15 tests combined home and away. Have that because see, one team plays 19 tests, gets a 70 percentage points. The other plays 10 tests and gets 62 percentage points. Those two are your finalists.
I think the WTC final, to be honest, is just a spectacle. It's a nice way to garner views, eyeballs, interest, to make sponsorship money and all of that. It's just that. I don't think it
And
truly
also-
represents a platform that is good enough to decide the best testing.
For most of the series, it gives you relevance. WTC cycle gives you a relevance. Now, how will the final happen and all these things, that has to be worked out. in
See,
a very
any
compact
competition
manner.
again, you've got to find ways of having, let's say, a winner. So, and this is what it is right
Yeah,
now.
I know.
And it's not like, you told last minute, okay, you'll be playing the final here, this will be the condition. It's the
Anyway,
same.
if India wins in 2025, then all this will be go.
No, I agree that
Yeah.
eventually you are working under a lot of limitations, and so you've gotten the best possible solution. I agree, but it's not an ideal solution. That's the whole thing.
And you have to thank that at least you got 2-3 days. Otherwise, if the World Test Championship final was washed out, I don't think this concept would have lasted even for 21-23. It would have been a damn squib. That's the thing. Luckily, you got 3 days.
Okay, before the play starts, we'll finish with our questions.
Mayur Kashyap is saying, my wish is Jaiswal scores test centuries at Optus,
Okay.
Gaba, MCG, Hagley and Basin. All are tough for batting. All of you please comment. Absolutely.
Wish, though, I will also have that. Believe it or not, that is the bigger question.
I wish he
I
joins.
wish he does.
Why is he miss Lords over here?
Yeah, why not? If he hits 100 in a WTC final, why not?
Lords.
Lords.
Why not Centurion? Why not
That in 2027 when they tour, let's see. Yeah.
Now,
2 tests they will play?
Yeah, again 2 tests. See, I wish Jaiswal joins Sunil Gavaskar as the only Indian to hit century in all 5 venues of Australia. Because I think only Sunil Gavaskar has hit in all the 5 venues. Tendulkar hasn't hit one at the Gaba, if I'm not mistaken. He's
Yeah.
hit in Sydney, he's hit in Melbourne, he's hit in Adelaide, he's hit in Perth. But I think he's not
Perth
hit in.
was his first.
Yeah. I think he didn't hit in Brisbane. I think Sunil has hit it everywhere.
Maybe. We'll check.
Yeah.
Okay, final to few comments. Piyush Nandre says, I think only top 4 teams of WTC table should qualify Super 4 and then 4 teams play round robin each and then final. It's a convoluted, but I agree there's a problem. You need to fix that. Vishwesh Davar says, for the first time I understood how much time Rohit has. Even in such form, Shubman was hurried by Wood sometimes, but Hitman played it comfortably with time to spare and hooked it. Exactly what we spoke yesterday.
153
1.5
kmph.
seconds. Yeah, he does have extra time.
Yep.
And that I think is a God's gift.
Mohammad Amir was also, the clip of his had gone viral. Shoaib Malik was asking, like, yaar, that guy, whatever number of bouncers you bowl him, he always will pull and always will get a 6. He's unlike any other batter that they've bowled short balls
he's
to.
in the Inzamam mold. Inzamam had
He also
so
had
much
a lot
time.
of time. I agree. But you know what? The key to that is to judge the
Length.
Yes.
And some people then have the gift to suddenly figure out that what to do, and that's why they're not ever hurried and they don't have too much foot movement, like especially trigger movements.
Rohit and Inzamam, not much of foot movement. But man, if you want to hit 6s, they would murder bowlers. Inzi hardly frazzled against spin. Man, oh man.
Okay, shock in PS says whether BCCI is preparing batting paradise in the entire series because Virat is not playing.
Arey yaar.
There you go, conspiracy theories, my friend. I think that we've told you this right from the first test onwards, and I think that's exactly the thought process of the Indian team. That the best way to beat baseball would be to have good pitches where you're not looking at it from batting's point of view, looking from bowling point of view, where your spinners would do well to still pick wickets. The inexperienced England spinners would struggle, and that's exactly how it's playing out. I think that was the idea behind this, and not what you think.
Shubham Garg is saying Virat has hit in all 5 venues. No, where has he hit in Brisbane?
Yeah.
Virat has hit in Optus, he's hit in Adelaide,
Adelaide,
he's
yeah.
hit in Melbourne, he's hit in Sydney. Agreed.
Adelaide.
Yeah, Adelaide 3 he's
yeah.
got. But whereas he hit in Brisbane, he missed 2020-21, didn't play in 11-12, they didn't play in Brisbane. 14, he got out for 19 and 14. I don't think he's hit in Brisbane, Shubham. You have to check that.
Yeah. Okay, on that note, the game started. Thank you so much for your company. Look forward to seeing you during tea time. Enjoy.
Predictions.
Batting masterclass.
Predictions.
Good one. Let's do.
400 for 2, meaning 136 for 1 in this session.
400 for 2.
So you're saying 135 odd runs.
36 runs for 1 wicket.
We got 129 this session, right?
Yes.
I'll go with another 120 runs, let's say, for the loss of.
Tell the score, yeah.
So 390 I'll go. 390 India for the loss of 2 wickets.
390 for 2. I'm going 385.
For 3.
380 for 3.
380 for 3.
So 2 wickets for you.
You see anybody getting a double 100?
In this session, no.
No. I'm saying among these, would you see anybody getting a double 100? Same here.
Easy answer, no?
No.
I'm just looking at probability.
No. Same here. No. No one getting.
I wish they do.
If you wish,
I'm
then
picking Rohit then. Rohit.
But what is poor Shubman done to you?
I think Shubman somewhere he's not got that daddy 100 kind of a thing yet. 400s all have been 130, 128.
That's prediction.
Yeah.
No, if you're wishing, then wish for both.
Of course. Why not?
Prediction, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care. Bye bye.
Nandri.
See you.